Welcome back, rescuers, to the Lucky Die in Kino. Previously, Greff gets his sword back, Ivoris gets ash in his eye, Kith creates a hole, and Tawree disciplines a yuan-ti with her spoon. The former Kit team rush from one battle to another as they hide from the fallout of Druid's death, to plotting their ambush on the Forge's inhabitants. After dispelling an anti-scrying room, the team tear apart the yuan-ti and free the god-linked prisoners from their cages, including Tawree's children, who then beg their mother to help free the enslaved dragon below. What could this rune also be used for? Why did the Blissful Eclipse capture a dragon? And who is the tiefling protecting Tawree's children? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die in Kino.
Ivoris, you find yourself back in the room after you've just made your way up from the dragon. Ahead, you see that Tawree and her kits are together, and there's a yellow tiefling, and you can see like a bunch of people helping to barricade the other entrance into this room. What do you want to do?
Thing is, I've realized I don't know if I had a reason for not doing this last time. But I've realized that I don't have to go back up there because I have a book and I could just like holler out to them with my messagey book.
You can.
And say, hey, bring anyone who cares down.
Okay.
So, I mean, how long of a walk is it? And I'll determine whether that's
about 10 minutes.
Does.
Like it's no time at all.
Minutes.
Like it's no time. It's like 5 minutes.
This dragon's mad at me, V. Yeah, I'm gonna do the book to get them down here.
Okay, all right. Saving himself 5 minutes of walking there and 5 minutes of walking back. Yeah, you can message them both if you wish.
Yeah, he messages you both saying, anyone who cares about what happens to the dragon should come down to make that decision sooner than later. How many words is that? It's enough. It can fit.
Close enough. Book. Like you could repeat cast it, so close enough.
Where's the I love you?
No.
No.
We have a professional relationship in this one, Cassie.
I appreciate you.
I hope this sending finds you well.
Kind regards.
We used to have government jobs.
Yeah, so the two of you hear this message from Ivoris, like, in the back of your brain.
Greff just kind of looks over to Kith and just like, do we maybe want to give Tawree a little bit of privacy? Go deal with this matter?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right. Tawree, we're just going downstairs to talk to Ivoris a little bit. We'll be right back.
Okay, sure.
Just don't touch anything. I gotta do some stuff when I come back.
You cannot stop me from touching my kids.
What? Okay, no, not that. That's fine. More so just like the forge.
Just be sure that you don't do anything reckless.
I don't
draw
do
attention from whatever
reckless.
is here.
I can't do anything reckless. I get panic attacks.
All right. Well, before we start one of those, come on. Yeah, and we're gonna go downstairs.
Okay. The pathway is fairly obvious down. Yeah, and Lo and behold, you find Ivoris. Are you letting them find you with the dragon, or are you just letting them find you in the corridor before the dragon?
Yeah, I think in the time that it's taken, Ivoris has offered the dragon. I think he's asked the dragon if the chain is the part that's hurting him. Is it connected to the part that's holding him down, the chain? Can you remove that and he's still being held down?
So yeah, there's kind of like two chains. So there's one on each of his front legs, and there's also like a crystal at the back of the kind of cave that he's in that seems to be pulsing, and in line with that pulsing is when he is being forced to shoot flame out the front.
Okay. Then Ivoris...
and it's very obvious that these chains are heavily magical.
Yeah. Ivoris would be completely okay with turning that off if he can keep the dragon here for a conversation. So I think you find him like in the process of trying to do that.
All right, yeah. So what you do is you walk down and you see Ivoris negotiating with a white dragon that has some red and some green scales on it. Oh yeah, and also every like 30 seconds or so you see it like being forced to shoot out a jet of fire.
Oh, that's big.
Where's Tawree? You're the only two that cared.
Well, we figured it might be best to just leave everybody else up there.
She has 2 kids. I'm assuming they want some time, and we could always run this by them in a second. The kids included in that sentence.
Okay.
Is this a real fucking dragon?
Of course. I am a real dragon.
Hi, what's your name?
Shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the thing that's hurting it off so that we can have kind of a better conversation. It's really not happy. Understandably.
Hold on, I need its name.
Greff is like absorbing the situation, the chains, the crystal, the dragon.
Daruk.
Gesundheit?
Wing.
DAR apostrophe UK. And that's from Cesarus. Dark.
Okay, so you're stuck here, I'm assuming, right?
Your powers of observation astound me.
Can I call you Dar? Is that okay?
Take a persuasion roll.
Oh, fuck. We're already going down this path.
Oh, yeah.
Can I help him by lifting things?
21.
Look at this boulder.
What was that? Sorry, Arch.
21.
Fine.
Okay, so Dar, this is gonna sound really, really forward, but like, are you cool, or like, are we gonna let you out of here and you're just gonna like destroy everybody in like a 20-mile radius or something?
Well, it's very mad at the same person who,
Yes, as I was explaining to your companion here. Free me, and I will destroy the one who put me here.
So if I come back there to get the thing that's hurting you off, you're not going to hurt me, right? Back to the...
Only if you get in my way.
Get in your way.
Between me and my prey.
Inside.
And like you can just feel like this very heavy magical essence just get bigger and then just bamps out as soon as it's forced to like shoot another flame out.
I would like to incite that promise of not hurting you if you don't get it its way.
You're inciting it. Sure, go ahead. Incite dragon.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I don't believe this fucker, and I got a 20 on my dice.
All right.
No, I didn't get a 20 on my dice. I got a 20 on my roll. A dirty 20, sorry.
You got a filthy 20. I'm about to say, natural 20 may not save you. It is a dragon. All right,
I know, but I am assuming this thing is going to be lying to be left, right, and center.
I don't know. I kind of like him.
You only like him because he doesn't like the Blissful Eclipse.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty agreeable standpoint.
Enemy of my enemy.
Ain't always your friend.
As far as you can tell, he has a singular pissed off focus, and you are not in the way currently.
Okay.
In the time that you've incited this, Ivoris is darted back towards the dragon before it has to breathe again, and stays close to the wall and is very, very, very noticeably like scared, but he doesn't. He thinks he's okay. He thinks he's got this dragon's word that he's not going to be hurt.
Yeah, so long as you are like on the other side of its mouth, you're not going to get hit by the flames. Its tail is still pretty big and could thwack you a good one, but it doesn't seem to be moving all that much. It does look exhausted as like a quick glance over. For the other two that have arrived and that isn't right next to the dragon, if you step in front of it, you are going to get covered in flame. Like this, passageway up to where the forge is, where the working forge is. It's pretty narrow.
Okay. So, Ivoris, before you start touching stuff, I kind of need
like
to
preparing for probably climbing up here to figure this out, and he's just standing there like, oh fuck.
I
kind of need to use the forge.
Hey, guys, let's talk about this in the hallway.
Yeah, I did.
No, in the hallway, and Greff is pushing you two out of the fucking room. Not in front of the dragon.
Why not? Why not? He seems cool. He's
closes the door. If there's a
I'm
chamber
next to it. Are you coming near the dragon to pull me away from it?
Yes, I am absolutely not having this conversation in front of the fucking dragon.
Oh boy. Okay.
Listen, I like him.
Do you resist? I guess is the question, Ivoris. Like Greff is like gonna pull on your shirt.
No, but
mail.
he does give the dragon like that. Oops! I know this is like an inconvenience to you because I was just about to help you a little. Please don't be mad at me. He has that look about him, like, oh fuck, Greff.
I'm sorry. We need to in
As
the
you're,
hallway. Slam.
dragging Ivoris out, you just hear.
Just release me already.
And just another spurt of flame. You're not sure if that was the timed or not, or whether he's just really mad at this point.
Greff, if you think you have an ally, you might want to hurry.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have an ally. I think we have a really pissed off magical being that is beyond any comprehension I ever had of even existing. So,
Perhaps,
yes.
But the thing is, and the reason that I had come down here so quickly is that I thought I was going to be telling you that it's a horrible idea to let it go, because I did think that this could only possibly have been the same one that we saw in Symphonia?
Yeah.
So, however, that's not the case. That's...
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That it's not the same dragon.
No.
Christ, by Sultana's sword, we've seen two dragons.
Who's that?
Cannot say that. You don't know that yet.
I believe that cursing to the names of gods is ethereal and beyond understanding. Fiesta.
No. That is where I will take.
Okay, so, sorry, the reason I pulled us out of the room is because, Kith, I believe you need to use the forge.
Yeah, I need to make things for the gods.
I did tell the dragon that there was perhaps going to be some negotiation and that we did need to do something here before. Right. So hopefully it knows, but I mean, maybe we let it go and it is able to kill Kels.
After we make the stuff.
I don't think that thing cares if we live or breathe or die or live.
Right.
And I am pretty sure that I don't think we're gonna have any negotiations with this thing. I don't think from from what I saw in there, that it will ever breathe fire on command because we need it to. I think it will refuse.
How about we go back upstairs, we make the thing, whatever the thing is, I still am not entirely sure yet. Once that's done, we come back down and we talk to the dragon. I think...
Yeah.
There is some room for negotiation, but I'm also of the opinion that you should give people, what's the word? The benefit of the doubt and be nice to each other so that we can all be friends.
You are hurting it in order to do this.
I understand that, but also this is kind of for the greater good of everybody, including the dragon who just doesn't know it yet. Also, my friends are gods, so I'm inclined to believe them first. Because I don't have much choice otherwise.
I just think that if you want to have any chance at all of convincing that thing to focus its anger in any way constructive, then you're going to have to at least stop it from being hurt now.
After we make the stuff.
It's going to be mad. It's going to be madder. Maybe it kills you before it leaves for not freeing it.
Yeah, I think we've...
Now we are the captors, aren't we? Isn't that why it's mad?
I think, we've switched
That's
the
my
dynamics
concern.
by being in the room with it. I think you might be right, Ivoris.
You're going to make it mad. However, maybe you release it. It hurts a bunch of people and we shouldn't release it. That's why I brought you down here. I should not be making this decision. I want to stay away from it, but you...
Okay, I wasn't gonna do this, but it's all right. Does one of you have 25 gold? Okay, can I just borrow that off of you? I'll pay you back as soon as I ever get paid by somebody again.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, we kind of need to go up the tunnel for this. I'm not doing this like right here.
Perhaps you let it go and it's able to kill Kels.
Well, okay, we're gonna find some stuff out. Hold on.
But what's harder to stop at the moment?
Ivoris, just give me the fucking money.
Dragon.
He wants to flip a coin.
Through my coin.
No,
I'm digging through my coin purse very slowly. 1, 2.
I swear to both of my fucking gods.
Wait, that was a silver. Give that back.
Okay.
Ivoris, your new god can't protect you from my wrath.
3. 32. Okay.
No, I only need 25.
Whatever it was. That's it.
Okay. As soon as whatever the fucking money is done being counted out, Kith is going to sit down on the ground and pull some things out of their bag. Namely, it looks like they're about to perform a ritual. And Kith is going to ritual cast divination.
Is this, are you casting it as a ritual?
As a ritual.
All right, so it takes 10 minutes?
Yes.
Great, then we'll come back to you shortly.
Okay.
Cassie! Apostrophe.
Hello.
Exclamation mark, my bad.
Wait, apostrophe? Wait, okay.
It's an exclamation mark.
Cassie! Yeah!
Yeah, all caps Cassie. Your two kits are kind of like tugging at your wrist and just holding onto you very tightly. And Leok looks up at you and says, "Mama, can we stay here for a bit longer? We need to help them make the things."
Who are them? What are you making?
This is Sarissa, and they point to the yellow tiefling that was using paladin magic of Torm. They were drawing symbols in the ground. It's the only way they could focus. And he continues saying, her friends and her need some things so that they can have really big magic. And the goddess that we hear, she said that we could help make them, and that we're probably the best people to make them.
I mean, I don't think we're going anywhere for now. We still have to wait for the other people to come back. So,
Okay,
there is time to make things.
that's good. Mama, what do we do afterwards?
After we get out of here?
Are we going
Well,
back to the village?
Ideally, we would go back to the village. If we can find our way out of this desert.
Okay.
And the way back, it's... I had Ottrop lead me here, but...
As you say that,
I've never
you see
been
Ortrop just kind of like appear from around, from literally like behind your leg where they weren't there before.
Tawree moves her leg just because she feels the nudge and just reveals the bunny. I had this is Ottrop. He's been showing me the way to find you, but I've never been this far away from the village. I'm not sure if I can find my way back.
Oh.
Not without Ottrop, anyway. We will find a way. Don't worry. We will find a way.
Mama, what if
Yeah.
we don't go back yet?
Do you have something else to do?
Maybe, but we don't know where it is yet.
What do you mean? What else do you have to do?
There are things that we have to get to help make for other people. We don't have
what
to
kind
be
of things?
just more of the little things that we're making. Like, we're making little symbols for people out of really strong stones and metals and things, and it should help them with their magic. And we have to make some of them for Sarissa and her friends, and then there are going to be some other people in the world that need our help to make things. And we don't have a forge that's good enough in the village. So, me and Leok, we were wondering if maybe we could go to one of the big cities and use their forges. And
What exactly? Wait, what is the purpose of all these symbols that you're trying to make? Are they just little gifts you want to make for people because their magic is not strong enough?
You see both your kits just kind of look at Sarissa, and Sarissa kind of like takes a couple of steps forward, and she says, "Are you at all aware of how magic works for most people?"
No, I know nothing about magic. I've only recently come into something akin to it when Ottrop started helping me.
Mm-hmm. For most people, be they get the magic from gods or from... And you see them look between you and Ortrop, and you kind of take that half a shy away from Ortrop. And she says, or warlock packs, or the magic is in their blood, or they learn it. It is like they need a focus, something to take the wild energies and focus it into something more useful, like a tool. Your kids here, they don't seem to need that focus to create items like that. But the rest of us, we kind of need those things. They help to harness energy and magics and transform it into something else. There are... I cannot tell you everything. I am sorry. It would literally hurt you to do so, and me too. But there are items like that can help contain magics, help mortal beings like you and I to become something more, hold that magic for a while. Like,
But what do you need those items for? What is the purpose of all of this? Why are my kids the ones that people like you need to craft these symbols?
Your children have They have a very strong link with their goddess, the one who speaks with them. Wild creation. I have a very strong link with Tom. It is why we were captured and held here. The Blissful Eclipse needs us to take down gods. Thankfully, you arrived in time to stop that being our fate.
A meta question: does Tawree know about the Blissful Eclipse? Did that ever come up? I don't think so.
I don't believe so. I think it's maybe the first time she may have heard it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oops.
It's not the first thing you bring up to a new guy.
Excuse me, sir. Have you heard about the Blissful Eclipse yet?
Excuse me, have you heard of our Lord and Savior, the Blissful Eclipse? Everything is good. No, stop that. I'm sorry.
Pretty culty.
What is this Blissful Eclipse that you speak of? I think I've heard the other people mutter about it, but they never told me what it is.
It is an entity that is looking to completely destroy our worlds. Take all of our gods from us. Destroy all life as we know it. We'd be bereft of gods, of magic, and eventually of life too. It will destroy us all unless we stop it.
And the symbols that my kids make can help destroy this thing that is trying to destroy our world?
Yes, it would help immensely. Imagine trying to contain an explosion or a fireball within a teeny tiny cup with a lid. They help keep the lid down so that the pot doesn't explode. That's kind of what they are doing. Those of us who are going to have these, I guess it stops us from exploding and dying. I don't really know a better way to explain this. I have a friend he knows a lot about magic and would be much better at technically explaining this, but I trust their knowledge of magic.
I think I understand what you mean. I think I will need some time to think about it. For now, we can stay here, and if my kids can help you create things that help you out, they can do it right for right now. But I don't know how I feel about traveling with my kids to a big city to create symbols for strangers. Anything for strangers. My kids they are kids. They haven't started. They're not supposed to be working.
No, they are not.
Making things for people. They're supposed to play.
I absolutely agree with you. Your boys are very special, and their exuberance kept me going when things were darkest here. I adore them a lot. I do not wish to see them come to harm. It would be nice to see them play.
But I also understand that they will not be able to play if this world comes to an end.
That is correct. As much as I do not wish for them to have to do this, their connection to the goddess is very strong. Look.
Let's talk about this again when the others are back, when we are out of this place. Let's have a talk after that.
I agree. I will do what I can to help as long as I am here, but I will have to leave this place pretty soon.
How soon?
You see that there are kind of flashes of purple across their eye. And then she says, as soon as these things are made, I would probably have to leave.
And how long will it take to make these things?
It should not be more than an hour or two at the most. It depends how quickly your other friend, Tom, tells me one who can grow mushrooms pretty quickly. It depends how quickly these things are grown.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It seems my kids still have something to do, or at least they want to do something here. It's something to do with a dragon?
Oh, yes. And she looks like with half a smile, looks down at the forge area, and she says, yes, that is something I should probably go and speak with. There is a dragon being kept here against his will. being forced to work for the Blissful Eclipse, the people in charge. He is a captured here the same as we are. No, whereas I would not truly wish for him to be free. He does not deserve to be in bonds as he is.
And since we're taking 10 minutes to do the ritual, I think that's about the time Greff pokes his head up the stairs like, Oi, Tawree!
What?
I think you might want to have a say in the thing.
Do you need a glass of water?
Why is Greff out of breath? He's a well-trained physical athlete.
I ran up the stairs.
There are stairs.
I thought there were stairs. I was imagining stairs.
It was too dark to see if it was stairs. You were just pretending. You were like, oh my god, the stairs.
You're pretending there were stairs. You get more exercise.
They're yuan-ti. They don't like stairs.
Stairs are not
they cannot slither down the stairs or what?
Yeah, I was going to say that I imagine that Greff and Ivoris went and got Tawree and yeah.
Ivoris wants to finish taking the thing off
Sarissa?
while Kaz is doing his thing.
Yeah, Sarissa. Sarissa's going to turn to Tawree and say, it seems like you are wanted. How about you go? I will stay with the two younglings.
Tawree looks down at the kids, gives them a hug, and says, "You'll stay here with." I don't think she introduced herself.
That's the perfect time. Like, stay with. And she looks at you, and she gives a smile, and she says, "My name is Sarissa."
Sarissa, I think you've taken care of my kids before. Can you take care of them for a little while longer?
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you.
And you see her like reach out and she like puts her arms around the pair of them. All right. Tawree will turn back up at the end of Kaz's divination. What are you looking for, dear sir?
So in the case of me offering up the 25 gold, I'm offering it up to the Traveler. Because I think the Traveler is the more appropriate god to talk to in terms of change, shall we say. And Kith is basically asking for insight and understanding of if we let the dragon go, what's going to happen? How's that going to pan out? Is this a good idea?
It says you ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. I need that specific question.
Okay. Is it a good idea to let the dragon go after we make the things?
That's
important stipulation.
Is it? Because I think that was kind of the...
We literally cannot, and I'm saying this as Arch, we cannot let the dragon go before that shit is made.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Greff is 100% on that. Like, he would be home by now if he wasn't up to this shenanigans.
So now, hold on, because I feel like I had a good argument before where we were gonna, now, not only are you going to waste his time letting him suffer while you make some shit, but you've also wasted 10 minutes of time on top of that, of which every 30 seconds he was tortured.
Yeah,
just a little
Ivoris
bit of torture.
Ivoris is taking that thing off while we're doing this. So go ahead.
Neil, you're going to destroy the entire world.
So the two chains are the things that are keeping him bound in place, and the crystal at the back seems to pulse every time or just before he does like the shoot of fire.
Yeah.
So it's good to deduce that probably the crystal is the thing that is making him do the shooty thing, and the chains are keeping him in place. So yeah, there you go. If that helps in your decision making.
Don't do this.
Okay,
I'm not letting him go completely. I just want to stop the fire thing. That's some yuan-ti shit.
That's the part we need.
if you want to go look like a yuan-ti and join the yuan-ti, you can make that your storyline, bud. But here I am trying to be the better person. And you want to fucking sit here and be the captor that it's mad at. Did you miss that point? Ivoris is against being the captor. You can go put this back on yourself. How about that? Ivoris will give you the gem, and if you want to be the bad guy to go put it back on and torture this thing, that's on you, bud.
He would. To save the entire world, he would.
It's not how you negotiate. It's not how you, make allies.
Good idea to release the dragon after it's made. After you make the things. Okay. The answer you get back is... It is good for the world to release the dragon for now. Sorry, for the now. I guess I should make that a little bit more specific.
That's with the stipulation on there.
Yes, it is a good idea to release the dragon for the now.
So we make the thing and then let it go.
That's
I know
the
I didn't
only
pay for that
response you
part,
get.
but...
The spell also says it doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome. Like whether you keep the thing on, whether you don't keep the thing, whether you decide to negotiate or whether you don't, whether, I don't know, Dacian gets to the dragon before you do an opposite a better offer or a deal. Like it doesn't... I can't answer that specifics. Like I can only specifically answer the question that you give.
Okay, I'm super curious about the crystal that's pulsing with the dragon thing.
Yep.
Is it attached to the chain in any way, or is it floating above the dragon, or just attached to the wall?
It's in the wall right behind the dragon.
Is it big?
Yeah. I'd say it's about the size of a football. How's that? It's a pretty good size, right? You guys can fuck with that?
Yeah. in a dragon-centric world, that is tiny. Okay. I'm in my head, I was imagining this giant pillar standing out of the fucking wall.
No, for Americans, it's the size of a soccer ball. Keep forgetting it's football and soccer ball, different feel. Ivoris, you're at the back of this thing. So the gem that is pulsing is in the wall. It's not on the dragon. It's in the wall and it's pulsing every 30 seconds or so. And it's giving off a really cold aura. Like you're walking through a graveyard cold kind of aura.
Can I look to see? Hold on.
I guess the simple question is it just movable?
Yeah. Is it obvious or do I have to do something?
So it has a mechanical button that you just press and it falls off.
It's like,
There's an eject button.
Yeah. You look like with a bit of a little bit of work, you could possibly get a crowbar in there. You could possibly ping it out. That's just from looks. You don't know what that would do to you, but you could give it a shot.
Okay, so my HP, we didn't rest. I'm trying to...
Nope.
I don't know how much HP I have because it says I have full HP, but I'm pretty sure I probably don't.
I don't
Unless
think
I really
you
didn't
took
get
any
hit.
damage.
Yeah,
There was someone who took no damage in that
spellcasty.
fight. Yeah.
No, I think we got healed a bunch after the fight, though.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Was it Sarissa that healed us, I think?
It might well have been Sarissa. You're right. She paladin.
Yeah.
She paladin you.
For this, I should definitely not have my second wind and my action surge. I am pretty
Yeah,
sure.
100% use your action surge. I'm 99% sure.
Yeah.
Unless we took a short rest.
Then I wouldn't have
Not
my
really.
full hit dice pool.
Since it's an ice thing, I'm going to try to firebolt it.
The dragon?
That's... No, what? V? No. You said the
gem. Okay, yeah.
gem was kind of pulsating and icy.
Yeah, it kind of has
about
that necrotic feeling to it. It's cold.
Oh, necrotic. Well, okay. Whatever the gem is, I'm going to make fire happen at it and see if that does anything. And if it doesn't, I think I would have to waste a spell slot or just try to... 23 to hit.
23 to hit is a hit. You hit it with a fiery blast, and you see that it crackles across the surface of this thing. And once the bright light of your fire hitting it begins to like fade away, you see that there is a very minute hairline crack in it.
So that's gonna take a while, huh?
Ivoris, please don't break that thing. If the dragon refuses to work with us,
then you can stab it.
Yeah,
something.
as you cast like a fireball at the back, and you see it like flash with magic, and you hear like an extra like and you feel a very extra like hot like gust of wind kind of hitting you. You know, backdraft of heat. You just hear.
What are you doing?
All of you can hear this, by the way. Like this isn't subtle at all.
I'm in the middle of casting shit.
Oh no, this is the end of your casting shit. This is Ivoris like,
Okay.
how do I do this? Fireball.
Yeah.
Greff has still not explained to me why I needed to come down there, so...
Well, you have arrived at Kaz at least.
Yeah. And then suddenly a voice appeared. What was that? Why did we come down here? What's down here?
Where's Ivoris?
How should I know?
I was in the middle of kind of casting my spell, and he walked away. So I'm assuming that was probably
what was
something
the
he
voice?
did.
What was that voice?
That's Daruk, the
Who is Daruk?
Dragon.
What are you talking
giant.
about?
white dragon.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh, okay, we're gonna have to go there.
So
My subtle hints and move things along.
I made extra bad thing happen to it, V.
Oh, it's cracked. He's just responded. He wants to know what you're doing.
I'm trying to break it, man.
Yep,
Like, come on.
You cracked it, man. There's a very small hairline crack in it. He's still continuing to breathe fire. Like,
No, and now he's getting mad at me.
yeah, he doesn't know what you're
all
doing.
So are we rushing into the room?
Yeah, I guess we're like walking in case the dragon's fucking up Ivoris at this point.
Yeah,
because
you see the dragon's mouth is open wide. You see that it's like dripping something from its fangs, and it's dripping like a very cold, like icy pool beneath it. And you see Ivoris just like hand thrown forward. You can see there's clearly evidence of a fire, and you can see this gem is very subtly cracked.
I think Tawree takes like a step into the room and then sees the dragon and takes a step back.
Perfect timing as another gush of flame goes out.
That is a pretty big thing that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
It's a very normal first response.
What do you want to do, Ivoris? Like, these guys have been trying to get to you. What do you want to do?
I just have brute force, so I will do the best that I can.
Punch it.
'Cause, I mean,
Are you just gonna pull that thing out of the wall?
he's gonna try. I mean, this is what I think he firmly believes in, at least stopping the gem. So he's gonna try.
All right, So how are you going to continue wailing on this?
I'm gonna pry it with a crowbar.
Okay. In that case, I will require a strength check with advantage.
It's not gonna go well.
Because I believe that's
what's it
what
do?
your crowbar gives you. And if not, that's what it's giving you.
Strength check.
Yes, please.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, yowzers.
How does a 6 work?
That does
And that's
not
with
work.
advantage?
Yes. I'm afraid 6 does not work. You'll kind of like pop your head back in again, and you can see that he has the crowbar in there, but he can't move it. Like, the crowbar is in the wall, it's in a good place. You just can't seem to make the lever move.
Oh, Ivoris?
What is he doing?
Yeah.
I think he's trying to stop the dragon from being forced to cast fire. I think that's what the diamond does, the crystal. Ivoris, he's done with the spell. Can we talk about this and then make a complete decision with Tawree?
You
Is
see,
Ottrop at all responding to the dragon?
Ottrop isn't anywhere to be seen right now.
Oh, damn.
As you guys try to make suggestion that Ivoris leaves and you're explaining what Ivoris is doing, the dragon's head kind of snaps in your direction and you just see him like snap. And he says,
Leave him be if he's destroying that thing.
We came here with a single goal, a single mission, and that is to create things using the forge. If you will not work with us, we will not destroy the gem. It's that simple. That's the situation we're forced into.
take a persuasion check, please, Greff.
Greff, maybe in a nicer way.
I don't think this Can it be an intimidation?
You're
so
trying to-
intimidating. The tiny little ant.
I am threatening to leave this thing here with the diamond attached to it if it doesn't cooperate.
All right. I'm going to put this forward. The persuasion check is easier. The intimidation is harder because fucking dragon.
Okay.
It's very difficultly intimidated.
Okay, can I get any kind of bonuses or anything? Because I only have a 2 in that. And
Can I be assisting since Kith was...
You may add a sentence and I will decide if that is an assistance or a hindrance.
Okay. Greff, maybe a better way of phrasing. We believe that you are a good person. We need your help, and in exchange, we will help you.
Clink as Ivoris continues. Okay, you may roll with advantage.
Thank you. I was a dirty 20 again. That's a second dirty 20 today.
You see him look down, and the next spurt of flame just digs into the ground and then flows forward again. And he says,
Fine, I will help you. Just release me.
Greff is gonna help pull the crystal out.
"Okay, take a strength check with
Before-
advantage."
After I insight that answer?
God fucking damn it, sure.
Alright. That's only a 15 though.
You can't be 100% sure.
Alright. Strength and advantage because of crowbar?
Yep.
18.
It stays firmly wedged in the wall.
Again!
Okay. Wait, hold on, Greff. Hold on. Maybe a little bit of divine providence here might help a little bit.
What does that mean?
I mean, fucking wait a second while I skirt the edge here.
Okay.
So Kith is gonna skirt the edge and get over to where the crystal is and give Greff a slap on the back and cast guidance.
Okay.
Alright. Oh god. That guidance at D4, right?
That doesn't even fucking matter, man.
Yeah, no way. Let's
Can
assume
Tawree be helping?
after the wonderful world of things being broken, eventually you manage to pop the crystal out of the wall. Roll a d6.
Roll a D6. Oh boy.
Many minutes pass.
5.
As it falls out the wall and bounces on the ground, you see that it cracks a little bit further. You see another fiery flash all over it, and you feel the dragon release an even hotter spurt of flame.
What if we throw it in front of the dragon so it just incinerates? Would that work?
Leave it there for now.
Wait, so the thing that was keeping the dragon in check is out of the wall now, and
It's out of
what
the
The
wall.
dragon is chained down physically,
Mhm.
but magically it was being forced to shoot out a spurt of fire by the crystal every 30 seconds.
So now it's only just physically restrained, but
Yes.
not okay. It doesn't have to do the fireball
Actually,
thing anymore.
No, it is still spurting flame every 30 seconds.
Move
That's-
this thing out of the room, I guess?
You could try. You could definitely pick it up and
Yeah.
run with it.
I pick it up and move out of the room and just listen for the fire blasts.
It continues on.
Just destroy that thing.
Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna have to do.
I think Tawree at this point would be looking around for Ottrop or calling out for Ottrop, because Ottrop has been looking for a dragon. So
Take a perception check, please.
Perception. What the? 9.
You
That's
do
German
not
for no.
Also German for no. Coincidentally, also a no. Yeah, you don't seem to spot him. You sense him around you somewhere, but you don't know where he is.
Even after calling out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fuck it. Yeah, I like the imagery of just putting the gem on the ground in front of the dragon and rolling it into the path of the next blast. I just like that imagery.
I mean, you can just tell the dragon. Shoot that thing.
Yeah. Like I'm not doing it like on the second it does the next blast. I'm just rolling it in front of the dragon so it can make the next decision.
Ivoris, I want you to roll a persuasion check, please.
Damn.
Oh, 31.
God
Natural
fucking
20.
Damn.
Jesus.
Son of a bitch. As you roll this gem in front of the dragon, Daruk lifts his wings and expands them in such a way that where the four of you are standing, that the flame doesn't go backwards. And as you hear this final rush of flame, you hear this massive explosion on the other side. And you can feel the ground shake. You can feel this extreme wall of heat hit you. But the wings of the dragon have saved you from majority of the damage as it explodes.
Oh, good.
Except for Greff, who was pushing it in front of the dragon.
Yeah, thank you, dragon.
Here's the gem! Boom! Yeah. And about 35 seconds later, you realize that there is no more flames coming from the dragon. Daruk basically collapses to the floor, and you just see their wings just like fold down unceremoniously around them.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm imagining like Greff is on his butt at this point, just like, oh god, oh no, oh no.
Hang on.
Is
Kith
it
is going to. Sorry, go ahead, V.
No, I'm just asking, is it sleeping?
It's exhausted. It's not asleep.
Okay.
Kith is going to cast a quick spell and use a first level spell slot to make good berries.
Mm-hmm.
And just go like up next to Dar and just I don't know if this will help or not, but I'm assuming you're real hungry. And just like puts the berries down in front of him.
I'm going to point out that when you, because I told Ivoris this last time, but it wasn't important when you guys came down it. You can see that there are like remains of creatures around here that he's been like feasting and eating on.
But this is the good shit.
He gives you a side eye. He looks at the very tiny berry versus his ginormous size, looks back at you, and he just says,
That will not be enough to satiate me.
Are you sure? It says
Your berries for yourself.
it says provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for a day. Doesn't specify what type.
Where is the yuan-ti?
Ivoris wants you.
I think he was making his way out when when he's called for, I guess. Kind of turns around.
What is your name?
Ivoris.
Thank you for freeing me from that torment.
Ivoris takes a second and just kind of bows a little bit. Little nod and I guess turns around to continue.
Free me from the rest of my bonds.
I can give it a shot. I've only got one more good go in me.
Will you leave? Will you leave us to our fate? To failure of our mission, the reason why we came here?
Your Ivoris acted in good faith.
He always does.
What kind of dragon would I be if I did not do the same? I will promise you this. I will help you this once. And next time I see you, I shall bring you no harm. Unless you get between me and my prize.
Greff is getting up. All right. I trust Ivoris with my life. Ivoris, what do we do?
Ivoris has left.
GTFO, dude.
He's kind of gotten to that point where the one thing he cared about is done. So everything that y'all do from here on out is like, this is what he wanted. He wanted to be excluded. God damn it! He
doesn't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you injected yourself into the and is just the rest of it.
Yeah.
I think Tawree will look up at the dragon and be like, will you still... My kids are up in the forge and they need to create something with the help of your flame. Will you continue fueling the forge for them so they can finish whatever they're doing? So then I would
help.
Because then I will also help free you after their thing is done.
I said I would help, Tabaxi. If this is the help, then yes.
Greff is just giving Tawree a side eye, like, let's just out of here.
Just get on with it.
Then we will come back.
No. No, Tawree, get down!
While these two are doing whatever the fuck it is that they're trying to piss the dragon off with, can Kif be trying to see if there's some sort of locking mechanism on here, if there's like a thing keeping the chains in place?
It is a magical chain.
Okay, so there's no like padlock or some shit.
No. This is a magical chain it looks like it's kind of been forged around the dragon's leg, but you know that's not a possibility, so therefore it has to be done with magic.
Okay, I've only got enough in me for one try before I need to like sleep for a good while.
I've got nothing on magic, so
I think
good luck, dude.
Tawree at this point is trying to wait to hear back from Otrup. Because Otrup hasn't shown itself yet, and I think Otrup might want to know that there's like Otrup has been helpful to Tawree, so Tawree would be like at least like, okay, here's a dragon. What do you want to do with it? What's your plan now?
Yep.
Yeah, if Tawree wants to like run off and try to find Otrup, I have a feeling that.
Well, it's gone for now. I don't have any control over it.
Otrup will appear shortly. I want to see what it is that Kaz is attempting to do.
Yeah, Greff's helping in any way he can.
Yeah, I think Tawree would go back up to where the kids are and make sure that they're doing their thing.
You see the kids are kind of like using the soot of everything around them, and they seem to be like drawing these strange little shapes, and they're pointing and speaking with Zaressa, who seems to be giving them a little bit of guidance. But you also see there's like a really old looking tabaxi guy, and he is also kind of talking to them and talking about how to make shapes and stuff. And that's a really intricate design, but that won't work with what you're doing. Like you can see that Zaressa and this old tabaxi guy are just kind of like talking them through designs. They seem very excited. They're like children's scribbles to you, but to the four of them, it seems to make a sense.
Is that old tabaxi guy from our village?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, I'm making sure that the kids are like they get to do their thing. I assume that the forge was necessary for that.
Yeah, you can see that like the shapes that they're making on the ground. You can see that the old tabaxi guy, with the help of the drow lady that came with you, Lathera, they seem to be dragging and moving objects around and trying to make forms like a mold that they could use. You can see that they're just all working together to help the kids out. Mm-hmm. What are you up to, Kaz?
only thing I can do, I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've only got 1/4 level spell slot left to do it, so I'm going to try to cast Dispel Magic on the chains.
What level are you casting it at?
4th is the only spell slot I have left that could possibly do it.
Then I need you to make a roll.
Yep.
This is far beyond level 4.
I'm sure it is. So I need to make ability check. So wisdom, and then I can add a d4 from guidance. Just to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I got a 19 and then a 4 from guidance, so 23.
So that's a level 13 spell slot. Yes, that's what you needed. It was a level 13 spell.
Oh.
As you work, you realize that this isn't going to be like your old college effort kind of thing. This is like full-on presentation master's level shit. Like this is 100% focus. And you work exclusively on like one of the legs. And as you begin to take apart the magic that is imbued within the metal itself, you see over the course of about 10 minutes, a very thin line crack appear that gets wider and wider and bigger, and finally crack, and it falls from one of his legs.
1 down, 3 to go.
Okay, that was really complicated. Did it
Do you
work?
think you got the hang of it?
That was it. That's all I can do today. I'm kind of conked out.
Oh.
All right.
Are there 4 chains or are there 2 chains?
There are just 2. Over the course of that binding, over the course of that, like, demagicking, Tawree, as you are making your way back up towards the kits and you are, like, hanging out in the forge area and watching them work, you notice that one of the shadows behind one of the cages, you just see that small, furry, long-eared creature.
Is it nearby?
Yes. But it's, like, off to one side, like, away from, like, the hubbub of everyone else.
Tawree approaches it and says, Otrop?
Hi!
Where have you been? There's a dragon down there. Did you see it?
Yes, I've been watching the dragon for a long time while you were playing and talking and deciding and negotiating with my enemy.
Who's your enemy?
All of dragonkind. They pushed me back into Bellum, and I did not appreciate that, nor did my children.
My kid said that this dragon needs to be freed, and I think they might need to free it for now to save this everything.
Is that what you believe?
It's what my kids told me. I do believe them.
We are swayed by our children, aren't we?
We are.
Will give you a choice. Either you ensure that it stays trapped and I will lead you home. Because I am happy that this thing is stuck and will rot and die down here. Or you free it for the greater good and you follow it. You let it do the thing that you have negotiated with my enemy for, the death of this being. And then you deal with the dragon for me. I will take care of your kids in the meantime, don't worry.
So, I think I will need to have to talk with... I might have to talk to Sarissa for now, before I can make a decision on that.
That one is sweet on you.
Give me some time, Otrop.
I will do that. You have gotten me this far, and I greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate your help for bringing me this far as well.
Good.
I don't mean to upset you by if the dragon ends up being freed.
Oh, Tawree. I might be a demon, but I am not stupid. I understand that this blissful eclipse would end everything. If everything ends, then everything we fought for our children goes too, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. So if the dragon can help us for now, then shouldn't we take that chance?
Yes, I believe so. But we must take it out after.
If it decides to turn on us, we can
Kill it.
We can find out. Yes, we can find out a way to get rid of it.
Yes. You could do that. You could very easily slay a dragon you have taken down. Far worse odds getting here.
Insight.
You could if you want to, but you aren't here and you definitely do not understand Otrop.
So I think Tawree is going over to Sarissa and is going to talk to her.
Yeah. As soon as you take a step away from Otrop, Otrop just disappears back into the shadows. Like you just feel that presence just disappear.
Sarissa, do you know anything about the dragon down there?
Only that it has been here far longer than I have.
Do you know anything else about it? Like, is it a bad thing? Is it necessary for you to create these symbols, these things?
As far as I understand it, so long as it is created here in the forge, we do not have another way of making the fire that we need. A dragon's fire is a lot more filled with magic, so my companions tell me.
So even if you take my kids to the city and create more of these things there, you will always need dragon fire?
No, the things that I specifically need for my friends and they need to be as much magic as possible. I cannot explain why, but we are about to channel a lot of magic, and without it we will be completely lost. There will be no Sarissa left.
Was she just talking about herself in the third person?
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I understand that. Do you have any, like, I assume this is happening like a little bit away from the kids, so...
Yeah. The kids are still like talking with the soothsayer, and Lethera is like manhandling these kind of like really big molds over and just like dumping them next to the kids.
Yeah. Have my kids told you anything about what the voice they are hearing has told them about the dragon? Where did they get the idea from that the dragon needs to be freed, or is it just pity that is driving them?
I think it is their good heart.
Okay.
You raised two very good boys here. A little rambunctious, a little loud at times. Like the storm you named them after.
As kids are.
Indeed.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on freeing the dragon?
I personally do not think it is a good idea. From what I understand, Lord of Dragons, my friends are giving me information. They are not all working in our best interests. Yes, they will help end this threat. Everybody needs this world. But they are a dying breed, and some of them have been known to be exceptionally cruel.
I can see why.
Yeah.
And she thinks about the creatures that the thing has been eating on the whole time. Yeah. I think I will need to go down and, I don't know, help the others, talk with them, do something. Take care of the kids. I will go down.
She smiles. Let me know what you decide.
Okay.
And yeah, she
Tawree
turns
is going back
and,
down.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Where is Ivoris in all of this?
You fucked off.
I know he fucked off, but I need a bit more of a specific where.
I think he's back in the main room, just kind of off away from everyone. Kind of sitting down, going over, I guess, spells in his book, kind of just absent-mindedly. Not necessarily
Absent-mindedly, just
anything.
like flicking through it.
Yeah.
You kind of like flick through it. There are some new things in there, but you have a feeling that the book isn't like, I don't want to use the word finished, but it's like it's still missing like some key components to it. Like you have your warlock bargain with Dendar, but it's not finished yet. You've completed your part of the bargain, but it's not, she hasn't finished hers yet. I'd put it like that.
Yeah.
All right. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Kith, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't have enough magic to do anything else right now.
All right. Oh God. Okay. Greff is gonna go up to the dragon and like, Dudrook,
What?
we are unfortunately unable to break the second chain until later. Do you intend to uphold your bargain before we break the second chain, or do you wish to wait?
How do I know you'll complete your end of the bargain?
The same way we know you will. You have to trust. Look at my friend. He's completely spent. We've been through yuan-ti armies to get here. The fact that we're alive is against all odds. Derek, it's completely up to you. I am not going to ask you to do your side of the bargain before we've finished ours. But just know that if you're done with it and that whatever things are barging down the door get in, we'll be able to protect ourselves better.
Actually, when I was down there earlier, did I see that the chains how were they? Was there any kind of opening mechanism?
Nope.
No, so they were
apparent?
they were magically forged. So there isn't like a seam, there isn't a locking mechanism. It is just a chain that is around one of his legs that goes into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I need to check to see what paladin spells.
Paladins do have dispel magic.
I'm pretty sure they do. You have a friendly paladin upstairs.
I'm still interested in to hear what Daruk wants to do. If he's willing to bend on this or not.
You haven't made him a good offer, man.
Be stuck or be stuck. What do you want to do?
Yeah. No,
Your
Apparently my
choice,
choice is being
Dragon
stuck
Man.
here.
No, your choice is to wait 8 hours and gamble that we'll be able to hold the fort for 8 hours, or your choice is to help us hold the 8 hours and then we'll try to save you. Like, it's the same option, it just has a little bit of a tinge to it. But there's also the option that he helps us and we just fuck off.
Yeah, he doesn't want that.
No, understandably.
It's the only thing he has between him and being freed. So
Yeah.
yeah, you do. Yeah, the paladin upstairs would have dispel magic. So I can throw it you.
I'll be right back, Dirk. We might have somebody else who might be able to help.
People just going up and down that tunnel and be like, "Hi, you're going down."
He
I'm
gets
going
to the
up.
top again. You're exhausted because you pretend that they're stairs again. Yeah.
Oh, these imaginary stairs, man.
So, do you want Zarissa to cast dispel magic on his final chain?
we've basically forced ourselves into this hole. By destroying the gem, we don't have an option to force him to do it anymore, so now we have to go along with the bargain. We have no other option.
Okay.
Well, unless we want to start trying to barter and barge, fuck with the already made deal, which I think
I have
from the
900 gold.
Yeah.
We can start you a new tiny hoard of 900 gold.
No, my instinct is trying to fuck with the deal we already have with this dragon will always end worse than just fulfilling this deal. That's my gut instinct.
After much finagling, chatting backwards and forwards, Zarissa will go down and cast Dispel Magic on the final chain.
Guidance.
She accepts your guidance.
Even if it's not her god.
Even if it's not her god. You see her draw a symbol in the ground, and it's far more precise. There's a lot more beautiful, delicate patterns in there that you basically show her link to Torm. She's using the image as a focus rather than a specific item. You can tell it is taxing her a lot more than if she just had her focus. But after a little bit of fucking about, after a fumble, she tries again, and you see the links fall apart. And she backs off very quickly. She didn't want to do this, but she did. She backs off very quickly. And you see the dragon kind of stand up, and you see it kind of stretch his wings and best as he can in this underground area. And he says,
So are you ready for this, or are we wasting more time?
Let me go upstairs and get the kids ready.
Wasting more time it is.
And you see him just kind of slunch down and lay down on the ground again.
I think it might be best if Ivoris was down here so we can have kind of a chain of communication.
Just shout. I can hear you from down here.
Oh,
I'm just going to go upstairs. Thinking, you know what, Dragon, Derek, you sound all hoity-toity and high and mighty, but I bet you're happy to have these 10 minutes to just stretch and feel good right now.
He just wants to be left alone, man.
All right. We go upstairs.
Okay.
All right. We have a dragon on our side. He's going to do the fire blast when they are needed. You simply need to shout. Get to it. There are yuan-ti probably amassing the armies right outside the door right now.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Guys, what do I do now? Not aiming that at, the others, aiming that more
upstairs.
God-oriented.
I saw that you, Arch, looked up when you said that.
Very funny.
Body language helps communicate.
Yeah. You hear?
Okay, so I guess this is kind of where I take over a little bit more. So there is a very specific mushroom that we were talking about before, and we just need you to grow some. Just really quickly.
Okay.
So
sure,
we just need to make this area as much like, the old garden as possible.
Kith face lights up. Rolls up some sleeves. One problem.
Mm-hmm.
My plant growth spell I don't have prepared because I wasn't expecting to do this.
Oh.
I was ready for combat, not this.
Growing gardens.
Well,
maybe a little bit of help.
I could lend you some magic, but it's kind of a little bit like borrowing from tomorrow to pay for today.
That's
and it won't
fair.
feel very good at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Not really much choice otherwise, so.
I'm sorry.
Do I need to do something weird like cutting my hand or something?
Oh, no. No, silly. That's really gross. And I would never ask you to do that. So just I will shift some magic to you. And I will just have to not give that to you tomorrow. And my bestest buddy ever, the Traveller, is gonna lend you some magic too in case you need it. But that won't be available for you tomorrow either. And it's gonna take a bit of a toll on your body. You know, like how if you accidentally give something too much nutrients and then it blooms really bright for a while and then just kind of curls up and dies. You're not gonna die, I promise. You're not gonna die. I just kind of want to put that in there.
Okay, I got a little worried. Okay, all right. I'm ready. And the rest of you just see Kith goes like in the center of the room and just like hands out wide.
So for the meta, any spells that you spend now, you will take a level of exhaustion and you won't have that spell slot for the day after, depending on how many things you decide to use.
Okay, so...
Only up to 5, otherwise you're death, right?
Right. The only spell I would really need for the mushrooms would be plant growth, which is a 3rd level spell. Okay. If I just use it as an action, I can just choose a point and just plants everywhere.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Tell us what that looks like.
So Kith steps into the center of the room, throws their hands out wide, and I want to say like these green tendrils of magical energy seem to kind of appear and materialize in the air. And at first they kind of coalesce around Kith. And then as the magic begins to take hold and Kith starts to get kind of really pale and sweaty, the green tendrils kind of explode outward into the ground around, and mushrooms start exploding in rapid growth everywhere. It looks like a time lapse, except it's happening like instantly. And these mushrooms are just sprouting everywhere except on the forge, because they don't like heat. They need like cool, damp places.
No. You become rapidly aware, like the particular mushroom that you are growing for them, it doesn't last very long. Like when you cut them, they have like 2 hours at most before their potency disappears. And heat will just make that time evaporate very, very quickly. So from what could have been 2 hours after being cut, if it's near a heat source, probably less than an hour sort of thing. So whatever it is that they need to do, whatever potion needs to be brewed from this, has to be done exceptionally quickly.
Okay, and I take a point of exhaustion.
Yes, please. Can I... we don't really have an alchemy check. Can I have a survival check from you, please? Just so we can get a good harvest.
Could I argue herbalism?
Yes. Herbalism, for sure.
I have skills with herbalism kits.
Herbalism.
What?
You don't pronounce the H in herbalism, so
it blows my mind.
V's having UK aneurysm.
Yeah.
Well, because it's an herb, not a herb.
It's spelled with a H, my friend.
Yeah, but it's a silent H.
Yeah, because
but that's if you're
art always
Cockney.
comes over
Like, yeah, I
ear.
went herbalizing the other night. Like, that's a very big difference.
Okay, we're not getting into this. Kino common versus the Scorer common.
Yes, this is exactly what this is. This is a very perfect instance of this. I'm sorry, are you trying to say herbalism? Oh my.
No. So I guess just do perception, or like a perception roll, which is basically just wisdom plus proficiency.
Sure.
Same shit.
Yeah.
26.
Weep. Okay. On a 26, as these mushrooms grow exceptionally quickly, you know exactly that perfect moment as you make them grow. You make them grow slightly out of sequence with one another, so they don't all spring up at once. And you get them at that perfect time as you slice forward and take a cutting. Slice forward, it's exactly the same time for each of them. And you get enough of these mushrooms that when the kids basically randomly yell for you to stop, you have a feeling you have enough for quite a lot of a potion. As you follow the kind of kids' guidance, they seem to be very haphazard in the things they want. Sometimes they'll grab soot and they'll throw it into whatever it is that you're cooking. Sometimes you'll see them reach over and they'll like pull up a piece of bark or something that is laying on the floor and crack it into the potion. They seem very wild with the way they do things. There doesn't seem to be any order to it. But by the time you finish brewing this potion under the strange guidance of these children, you realize you have what looks like a very potent purplish fluid. And there is a lot of it. It looks like enough to like dip very small daggers into, like if you're going to quench them. It looks like a very same thick consistency as oil, except it's kind of purplish in colour and very magical. Lethera, the Tabaxi guy, and Sarissa. During this time, they have been helping the kits make molds, make forms of the things that they have been drawing on the floor. You can see that they make what looks like an eye, a book, what looks like bandages. You can see that it looks like what's like an hourglass, a gauntleted hand, a chess piece with stars for eyes, a quarter moon. They also make this kind of strange little many squares in like rotation. And you see them make these, and you see them direct the Tabaxi gentleman, the older one, as he heats up this thing. You see him shout down to the dragon, and you see this huge jet of flame that is continual and doesn't stop. You see them put this strange looking rock in there, and after many hammer throws, you see that it begins to shift and change shape and become more liquid in form. They pour them very quickly into the mold, and you see Sarissa reach out, and you see a very small amount of magic flowing from her hands. The kits reach out and grab both of their hands, and you see more magic pouring for the three of them. And then, very, very quickly, you see Sarissa raise her hands, and the kits also. You see all of these molds rise up and tip, and the items that have become to solidify, these castings, drop into the potion that has been made, and you see this huge gush of magic. Multiple colours, just very, very bright, almost very difficult to look at. And then, in a flash, everything settles. The flame from the dragon stops. The bright lights from the pool or this kind of oil that you've created goes out. And everything is completely still. What do you want to do? This process probably taken an hour and a half.
While they're up to their shenanigans, Greff is securing the base.
Lethera is also helping. You see that she has also made like good inroads into making a very solid barrier here, a very solid barricade. And she seems to be adding to it. So she's climbing over the top of it and adding more things to the other side so it protrudes further into the tunnel. And now that you're assisting, there are two very big burly people just moving these giant things out into this corridor. Kith, what are you up to?
Sitting on the ground, playing with the mushrooms that are remaining. Kith is in his happy place right now. He looks exhausted, but he also looks very happy.
Yeah, you as you kind of like have these extra mushrooms all around you, this extra like greenage all around you, you can just feel Shantae just around you. You can't see her, you don't, there's nothing tangible about it. You just feel her in this very kind of like spot of nature. Ivoris.
I think that he is going to... I'm not sure. Is he going to be very helpful in helping them, like, barricade the place? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, any extra pair of hands, you won't necessarily be able to help them move, like, the exceptionally heavy items. But the other things that you could use to block it and create, like, better structures definitely help with that, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll do that, and I guess, like, towards the end of what they're doing, because he doesn't want to be a nuisance, he's gonna, like, thank the dragon, just pop his head in, and literally just give, like, a thanks.
Just shout off the window, thanks!
Yeah.
Bye! Yeah, the dragon, like, after he's let go all the flame, the continuous flame, it's been a long time that he was doing this, and he looks more exhausted than he did before, but he doesn't look in pain. And you see him fold his wings, like, over his back, and he settles his head on his front legs, and he just looks at you and gives a single nod.
Oh, don't underestimate her. She's killing gods, and you heard me mention another dragon. The last thing we need is for her to have two. And I guess she did have two. But just, don't underestimate them.
Yes, I will not do that again. I made that mistake before. I shall not be so quick to do so again. I will burn this body before I let her use it again with her foul magics. I shall rest and then seek my vengeance for all of us. I am glad you are not like the other yuan-ti.
Yeah. Thanks. Good luck. And Ivoris will not waste any more of the dragon's time.
Yeah, as you wish him good luck, he just kind of does a very small nod, and you see his eyes close at the same time. And very quickly, all of you just feel this kind of rumbling beneath. Ivoris, you're right next to it. The dragon he's gone to sleep. Like, fuck this.
Just snoring.
No, just sleepy breathing.
Okay.
I imagine the crystal. The crystal probably kept it awake if it had to do a fireball every 30 seconds. That's like a driplet torture thingy.
Yeah, fuck that. No, he's very, very sleepy, and he needs to regain his strength. This could be potentially many days. Stragon is huge. Cool. All right. Who haven't I gotten around to? Tawree. Anything you want to do while your kits are embroiled in the process of creating these small, kind of onyx-looking items?
Not while they're doing it, but she's definitely watching them, making sure that they're all right throughout the process. And like after the thing, like make sure that they're not like. I imagine that the process would probably exhaust them.
Oh yeah,
like be there for them after the process is done.
Like they're very excited when they finish, and they're running around like very quickly and like just getting in everybody's way, waking everyone up who managed to fall asleep. They are very excited about the thing that they have just done. But exactly like toddlers who just over-exuberate themselves, they are more tired than they realize, and you just get that instinctual, these kids should be asleep.
It's probably making sure that they have like is the plan that we rest after this? Because then Tawree is going to make sure that they have a place to get comfortable in.
Yeah, like essentially for you guys, it's kind of like the end of the night. Like you guys, to be fair, you guys are now on like day 67, a couple of hours after midnight. This whole process has been an ordeal. You do know that there is one way up to the surface that you could take, but that is a very difficult climb, and there are a lot of people, and some of them are either injured or they're exhausted, and also everyone's tired. Like this is a stupid PM or stupid AM, depending on what time of midnight you wish to be on. So yeah, there's an option to leave, and you have barricaded very well. Like Lethera has did a whole bunch before you guys really got to help her, and the addition of Greff and with Ivoris helping out, like it's just a massive barricade that is difficult to climb over. It's awkward. It's a big stretch of it. And you think that would probably afford you some rest for the evening. Okay. Everyone, you may click your long rest buttons. Yay.
Did we?
As you will be getting a long rest.
Uh-huh.
And a level up.
Okay.
With the exception of Tawree, because I believe you are levels ahead of them.
I might be.
You definitely are.
Guys, I can turn into things that do the wing thing.
No, exhaustion carries over. You're just too tired to level today, my friend.
What? No.
I'm joking. You can level.
You're too tired, buddy.
While you guys deal with your leveling up, Ivoris.
Yeah.
You fall asleep.
We're
gonna bypass, like, there are watches. I'm not gonna make anyone roll. Nothing significant is happening this evening. The halfling whom you dropped a mountain on still has to deal with the fact they still had a mountain dropped on their head. They're just not dead.
I'll drop another one.
All they had was a spoon, and they had to shovel themselves out.
They had their fingernails, and that was it. Slowly. Anyway,
scratching away.
As you fall asleep, you become immediately aware that you are in a dreamlike state. Like you close your eyes and bam, you are there. You are on that ship that you were on before. Everything is moving and rolling around. You can hear the storm that is going on, and you can see that the mast does not have sails. Instead, you can see that Dendar's huge form is wrapped around the sail, and her head is just sitting on top of the deck itself, just staring at you. So you're about eye level.
Hello?
Hello. You did it.
Not like Dindar to usually request death like this.
We find ourselves in strange times, don't we?
Indeed. Are you satisfied?
Yes. Oh, yes. The death of Jurid. Such dreams they will have of this. So dark, twisted, one of their own turning against them. Such a good feast I have not had in a long time. Thank you.
Ivoris does his little bow.
She very kind of like, she nods her head forward, but like in a way that the back of her head tips up because her head is like resting on the deck. And she says,
You held up your end, and I will hold up mine. When you awake, your body is going through this transformation. You may be and feel as you wish. Tabaxi, if I understand. Of course, you will always be yuan-ti. And that is a choice that you can make. There are things that come with being that, of course. And I did promise more help. A better boon than I have given many others, and the feast you delivered, definitely worthy of a reward. You will be tired on the morrow, but it will be worth it. If you seek me again, you and I shall strike a new deal. But if you don't, the magic I have gifted you so far, you may keep.
Thank you.
You will always work for me one way or another. You will always gift me with nightmares by your mere presence around other people.
Well, I did demonstrate my understanding that you do need to be protected, so if any of that comes up, you know where to find me.
I do. A truce, then, between us.
Of course.
Then sleep well, Ivoris. May you have many nightmares.
and with that, the mast begins to her form begins to sink into the mast itself. And as the last of her scales go into it, you see that the sails themselves begin to float outward. And it is that same scaly darkness that is on her body. And then moments later, everything is but a dream. Whatever it is that Ivoris dreams of begins to take form. Dream logic takes over, and there is nothing that you really remember in the morning, except that your body feels different. Everything about you feels better. The additional boon that she gives you is an additional Warlock spell slot.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, your handout that I have given you about yuan-ti abominations, that stuff stands, and you now have access to that at your level. Otherwise, have fun, my friends. And if you contact Dendar again for some bullshit, the bargain you strike will be harsh. Okay, that's you dealt with. When you all wake up, you hear the sounds of movement far off in the distance. It sounds like the yuan-ti are beginning to wake up. You hear the sounds of shouting. The kits kind of cuddle very closely to you, and they seem worried about the sounds. Ivoris and Greff, you recognize what happens. From the passageway that leads up and out, from that kind of direction, you see this small, tiny folded piece of paper that flies its way over, circles around Ivoris and Greff, around Kaz, and then back to Ivoris. And Ivoris, you see that this small piece of paper has a message written in it.
I grab it and open it.
Help. Hunted by Kel's Kelenvor cleric. Baracus's bodyguard and I rescued him from Kel's. We're in the northern desert. We're out of water.
Is it signed?
The only person that would have this piece of paper, the last person you knew to have this piece of paper was Adnilov.
I passed the note to Greff.
Adnilov?
It's her handwriting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You've had enough written warnings to know her handwriting.
What do you mean? I think Greff would it's more like seeking confirmation. Like, I don't know, really. I guess we need to load up on water. What about Tawree? What about Kith?
I don't know, Greff.
They're being hunted by the cleric. We need help. Is it our place to ask for help now? I think so. Kith, Tawree.
Yeah. Hi.
Hang on. Tawree is just, she was cuddling with the children on the ground. She's making sure they're still tucked in bed, not waking them getting up.
Yeah, you see Sirius just put an extra arm, reach out a little bit further and put it over the one of the other kits, so.
I think she's standing up and they're going into a corner or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Away from the others. What is it?
Before we met you, Tawree, we made a very powerful enemy.
More powerful than the dragon?
No, but somebody who is smarter in a way. I don't think we can point the dragon at it and deal with it. The problem's not here.
What is the problem here?
There's a powerful person who we stole an artifact from, the cleric of the Blissful Eclipse. And he is probably hunting us, and it seems like he's decided to go after our boss, our old boss and friend, instead. We just got a message from Jesus Christ, brain. Goblin. That's the word. I was about to say orc or gnome both times.
Not a gnome.
A green
not
gnome.
a gnome.
Green gnome.
A gnork.
A gnork. And we've just been gnomed. We have a old goblin.
Her name is Adnilov. Does that help?
We have a goblin friend named Adnilov. She's out there, and I believe that the cleric has either caught up with her or is about to catch up with her, and we need to go help her. She did everything in her power to keep us safe when we were trying to figure out what the initiative was up to and trying to find our legs with the... Oh, it's the initiative
Assembly.
and the Assembly, yeah. Well, we were trying to find our links with the assembly.
I don't know what any of that means, but
Oh, yeah, no, you're not from Common Kino, are you?
I love it.
Okay, lightning round. The initiative is Cal's and Blissful Eclipse ran thing that has been doing bunch of bad shit for a very long time, and we used to work for them. We then learned of their evil and bad ways, and we decided to try to help out the assembly, and that has bit us so hard in the ass that we cannot show ourselves in their hometown anymore, including the fact that our boss lost her job. She is now looking for our help.
then you should go help her.
I think he's trying to
Reason
say
why
that
I'm
we
bringing
want your help.
Yeah.
I-
It's...
Can you stop beating around the bush and just... I didn't conjure any bushes. I don't know where this one came from, but...
We need help. I saw what little of his power he got to display before we ran away from him last time. It was very scary.
I don't know if I will be of any help to you. I need to take care of my kids.
I understand.
Most of my power came from Ottrup, and I think freeing the dragon has majorly upset him. I don't know how I will be of any help to you.
At that moment, from your shadow, Ottrup just kind of sits next to you.
Ottrup. I don't know what to do with my kids. I need to take care of them. I cannot just let them travel. What they need to do is also important. They need to. Sarissa told me that they need to go to places and do the same thing that they did here elsewhere. And
I understand.
Ottrup nuzzles his nose into your leg, and then he turns around and he twitches his nose in the direction of Sarissa.
Is it indicating?
And you can see that she has her arm over both the kits, and she's also half asleep.
I understand, and I know I was asking a lot, and I'm sorry.
No, it's fair. I learned of the Blissful Eclipse yesterday, and it does not sound like. It sounds like something that should be kept at bay or avoided at any cost. But I
don't pretend to understand it. They are the reason why the gods died. All I know is that makes them my enemy. If you think you need to focus your family first, then I understand that. And I feel that. I really do.
I would very much focus my family first, but it sounds like the person that is after your friend is also in what's the term? In line with the Blissful Eclipse.
No. Against.
No?
Against. Our friend is good.
No. The person that is following your friend.
Following.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're thinking around 5 corners here.
he is a former cleric of Callanworn, I believe, and is currently a follower of the Blissful Eclipse, literally praying to them for power. Very similar to what the yuan-ti were doing here. He was the one creating cages to catch the gods in. We barely made away with our lives and the artifact he was using.
I might have to speak to Sarissa before I make any major decisions. I would like to help you, but as I'm seeing it, both these paths are going in the same direction. Yeah, they are both important.
Please, take the time you need.
Okay.
I'm gonna gather my stuff and I'm gonna get ready to move. We're gonna need extra water because we're gonna be picking up people. So I'm gonna see if I can find some extra water skins. You do your thing.
So Tawree is going over to Sarissa and gently waking her.
She opens her eyes, kind of like a little blurry.
Can we talk?
Yes, of course we can.
You said yesterday that you need the help of my kids to create these objects to keep the Blissful Eclipse at bay. I would very much like to help you in that. I would love for my kids to have a world to live in after all of this is done. But it seems these people over there, they need my help too. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do here.
She puts like she kind of sits up properly and she kind of puts one like hand on like your arm and she says, "You are torn between looking after your family and the bigger picture of looking after your family."
Yes.
I may not be the best person to talk to. I am in the same position. I have.
What is your plan with the kids? Like, what do you intend to do with them after all of this? The same thing that they did yesterday? Do you plan on taking them to the places that you mentioned and have them do the same thing again?
She takes her hand away and she kind of sits up a little bit more straight and she says, "To be honest, I don't have plans. I don't expect to see this world that we are building, that we are protecting. I would like to. I believe that Tom will find a way to protect me. I have much faith in him, but I also know the reality of my situation. I have a brother and a sister younger than me. I am doing this so that they have a world."
I can understand that. I would do the same for my children.
So I may not be the best person to ask. I've already made a choice like yours, and I decided, although I could sit at their side with my sword and my plate, it is not the best that I could give. Let me put it like this. If you have to go for the bigger picture, I can make arrangements with my friends to the others that these items were created for, and she points at like the 7-8 things that were made. I can arrange to stay with your kids until the end. Keep them safe, keep them hidden. Until you can get back to them.
Tawree nods. I might... She, is Ottrop still around?
Yeah. Ortrop is like kind of like sitting like next, like kind of like not exactly between the two kits, but kind of like at their head area. They're kind of like near them.
She looks over to Ottrop and says, "I don't misunderstand. I don't intend for the dragon to roam free. Like, I'm not going to let it out of my sight, but I need... Will you still lend me your power after this?"
If you promise.
And you see Zarissa's eyes go huge, like she's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh no, she hasn't seen it before.
No. It says,
I understand that for now, it has to be free. But after, if we make it through this, then after you and I will take down this dragon. But I will help you stay alive until then. I will watch over your kids too.
and
If
you
you can
see from
promise me that
Ortrop's
you-
shadow, you see from Ortrop's shadow, you see these two smaller bunnies just kind
Oh
of
my
like
god, it's
hop
multiplying.
either side. Yes. Hop either side and just kind of like sit next to your two kits. They look ferocious and then all of a sudden they look completely calm and still.
You and I will help you. And then when we save the world, we are going to kill a dragon. But if you decide not, I will just leave now.
I will take that offer.
Good. And he kind of like bounces backwards a couple of like hops and then just melts into the shadows. And Zarissa just kind of like turns and looks at you with like kind of really big eyes.
Tawree looks back and she shrugs and she says, "You did say it was not a good idea to keep the dragon, like unleash that dragon. Someone has to take care of it after when everything's taken care of. But for now, we're facing the same enemy."
Okay. Right. I do not know what that was, but okay.
That was Ottrup.
I'll tell you what, Tawree. Tell me all about it if I make it through this, okay?
Okay. And you tell me everything that you couldn't tell me yesterday, if you can, at another time.
If I make it through,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I will be allowed to tell you everything. And
You have to make it through. You have to protect my kids.
She looks
Tawree
down,
smiles.
just like looks back up. Like she's also smiling as well, but like there is definite like sadness in her eyes.
No.
Okay. I will take them. I will take them to Shelvana. It is close to where I need to go. Perhaps if you are okay with it, I could take them to one of the Orc Islands. No one will find them there.
I don't know what that is, so...
I assume that if those bunnies came from the other rabbits, I'm sure that they could easily find each other if you need us.
I hope that, yes, I hope that Ottrum will be able to tell me what is happening with the kids and that they can keep me informed about their well-being.
Okay. What is
And
the
Tawree's-
normal bedtime?
No, bedtime. Put them to bed from 9 to 6 and make sure they wash themselves in the morning.
Okay. All right.
Make sure they are
Nice.
always fed and
Plenty of cat naps.
Parental questions of like
she
sorry,
reaches
what?
into her bag and takes out a brush and hands it to what's her name, Zarissa. And it's like,
yeah.
make sure they are here. Make sure they brush their hair well.
Okay.
And speaking of which, Tawree is like reaching over to the children and is taking some of the colored bands she has around her hand, takes them off and starts braiding them into their hairs.
Yeah, they start stirring for sure. All
Just
right.
as a farewell for now.
Yeah, they kind of like wake up fairly quickly, and they kind of like look at you, and Leok says, "Are you going to go help the other people now, Mama?"
Yes. You take care of what you have to do with Zarissa, and I will take care of the other people that need help. Do your best, okay?
We will.
And always listen to what Zarissa says.
Mm-hmm. Mama,
Yes.
you're not angry that we didn't tell you about the goddess that speaks to us, are you?
No, of course not.
Okay. Well, thank you. We knew you'd come save us, Mama. We love you. We'll
love
see
you too.
soon. They kind of reach out and they give you like a really big squeeze
Aw.
and a really big hug.
Hugs.
Zarissa packs up the stuff really quickly, and they kind of get all their shit together. All right. I think the only other character I need to interact with is, I think, Lethera. She walks over to Greff, and she kind of flips the sword over, and she holds it, looking at it, and she says, "Do you mind if I keep this?"
That's the extra long sword we had around, right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You need to be able to defend yourself.
Right. A couple of us have been talking. There's things we've apparently... I don't know, that old... And she points over at the old tabaxi. Says that there's like some shite that they've got to do here in a couple of days' time. And to be honest, it's a little bit of both my station. I'm like, fuck it, I'll stay here and look after them. I've got nothing else going on, so...
That's very charitable of you.
I know, chance to stretch my muscles and, do the right thing or whatever the fuck it is these days. I've got nothing else left for me anyway.
Swing your hands for good this time.
Right. Crack some skulls instead of rocks.
Yeah.
So, I know it's just a bit forward and shite, but where are you from? Where are you going after all this?
Greff immediately looks up and to the left somewhere I'm probably going back to my... When we're done helping our old boss, if everything goes according to plan, I'm going back to my mom. Back to the farm.
Any chance you want to stop by Freedom's Bluff first?
Freedom Bluffs was very fun last time I was there.
It's been a while since I had a good party in it's always a good town.
V?
Yeah.
Do I hear this conversation?
Yes.
Kith is breathing down Greff's neck and saying, I'm sorry, did you say you have a farm?
Dude,
Greff.
Fuck off. Kith, don't make me kick your ass in front of this woman.
Kith stops and looks at the two of them and then kind of gets like that childish face and okay. We're gonna have.
I assure you,
we'll talk later.
I assure you, Greff never broke eye contact with her. When he said that, it was just kid.
We'll talk later. Okay.
I have broken arms for less. Yes, Freedom's Bluff. Any place in particular I could expect to find you?
Hey, I used to work for a place called Sarson's. I kind of still got a place near there, provided it's not been sold off. And if it has, well, I guess I got to go take it back. I'll be around there. Someone will find me.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'll track you down when I'm done with this thing, or at least hang out at Freedom's Bluff for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of days will be alright, probably. Seen everything.
Oh yeah,
then.
days, hours, maybe. I'm not. Yeah, sure. I'll just walk through the town. I mean, whatever.
Alright. If you're there, I'll see you, and if not, then whatever.
Yeah,
no skin off my nose.
No big deal. Yeah.
She puts a hand out to you.
Greff grabs the hand, gives a good handshake.
All right, cool beans.
Be careful out there. It's stupid.
Yeah, you too. Don't die, all right?
Not planning on it.
Good. With that, she kind of packs up her little group of survivors and she heads on up and out. It's just the four of you. And Ultra.
We should probably get going then. I'm a little worried. Kind of owe Adnilov a lot, so
yeah.
I
think the three of us do.
I have an idea, but it kind of. I have a really personal question.
Okay.
How much do you all weigh?
Rude.
Do you need someone to weigh a lot?
No, quite the opposite, actually.
Well, I'm not exactly huge, but I am big.
That
I am quite heavy.
Too much information.
No, I need more information, actually.
Let me just Google how heavy some random fucking person is.
The mountain? Google that guy.
No.
I was about to do
Dear
it.
God.
I was about to do it.
Tabaxis are slim.
Yep.
But they're tall.
They're
Tall as hell.
Shit.
But they're
All right. What weight
cats.
range are you looking at?
Well,
Yeah. The mountain is slightly taller than Greff.
okay.
What if someone had
Damn.
a large reduce and we all got real small?
I believe you weigh the same.
Oh. This
Yep.
magic's
No,
no fun.
Reduce
video.
does reduce the weight as well.
Oh, it does weight too? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Then. That only lasts for about an hour, though.
All right. The mountain is 403 pounds.
Oh, that's so heavy.
So I'm going to bump Greff down to 300 pounds because he is insanely big. Currently, my strength is 18 and my constitution is 18. It makes the motherfucker huge.
All right, yeah.
And then I have armor and stuff. So I'm probably close to 400 with all that shit.
Why do you need to be so heavy?
Because it's not every day you get to play a fucking just swole as shit, dude. So what's the plan?
You can, by the way, send a message back on that message because it was only sent one way. We had the returns, right? Or was it just single?
They were single
No, they were
use.
singles. They were singles. Never mind. I couldn't remember.
You had one at least that was double two-way, but I think someone
Yeah, I
has
think we'd
that.
used that. Yeah, we'd used
I
that.
think it might be
They're
Pastor
all
that
used
has
now.
that.
Yeah, they're all done now.
When that piece of paper came flying in, I was like, fuck is this? And then you read it, I was like, oh no.
The last
Oh,
vestiges of Iran. That's what that is.
Came flying through the door like a bad dream.
Fuck. How far away is Adnalov from us?
You don't know?
Doesn't say, just north and desert.
Okay, that's gonna be an issue. What about you two? How much do you weigh?
I think 150 LBS or whatever the fuck this currency is.
LPS is abbreviation of pounds.
I was gonna guess 170 to 170 for big cat people.
You're
That's
probably
what my guess was
talking
gonna
like
be. So 150 to 160, 70.
probably took about £700 between them plus all their gear and shit.
Who knows?
Okay, that makes things real difficult.
Yeah.
There's a way I can speed things up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so best I could do is probably help us cover a bit of distance. So Shantea and the Traveler and I kind of had a little bit of a powwow last night while I was sleeping. Best way I can explain it is I'm a little bit more evolved now as, me. I could turn into a big old bird and probably carry one, maybe two of you. Well, I could probably carry Greff, or I could carry the both of you. The other hang up is I could probably turn Greff into a bird and have him follow us while I carry you two. Problem is that only lasts for about an hour, and I can only do that like twice.
Yeah, I don't want to be a bird. I'm happy.
You're gonna make me carry you?
I don't
Well,
wanna
no,
do that.
I was just gonna hustle across the desert.
But you're so slow.
Done it Sue me. There's not that we have a concept for
What's
that.
a lawsuit? I got a nosebleed.
No, I don't know. We just need to hustle.
That is hustling. That's me hustling.
Don't we have to get out of this place first?
We have the back door basically.
Oh, okay.
And then I turn someone into a bird, and then I turn into a bird, and then we fly. For like 2 hours is about as best as I can do.
That sounds good to me.
All right, okay.
Give us good distance and good view.
Okay. You turn into a burb, you turn somebody else into a burb, and you basically make your way up and out. Probably turn yourself into burbs when you're in the desert area.
Yeah.
As you begin to rapidly climb up this kind of very narrow, like it's kind of like a chimney, but just goes straight up. It's very difficult. Like you have to lean backwards and put your legs out and kind of crab your way up. And you can see everybody else that's going up the same way, doing the same thing, just far, far above you. Luckily, not anyone slips. They're taking it easy. You can see the kits are hanging off of or hanging on to Zarissa and some of the other folks that are climbing up. You seem quite far, far, far up above. As you're climbing, who is the last climber? Who takes up the rear?
I think Ivoris could, because he's kind of distracted. He's playing with his arms because his arms are different.
Yeah. Everything feels strange and kind of new, like you're learning how to use your arms and your legs again. Like everything's just slightly odd.
You notice occasionally he's having trouble with his claws. That's new.
Aww. Tongue is no longer quite as before. A little bit less snake-like.
He's got his summer coat now.
Yeah. It's looking glorious, glossy, I think that's the phrase. As you are all climbing up, Ivoris being the last, you hear the sounds of much movement behind you, like far, far below. You can hear the sounds of the barricades below being taken apart and torn apart. You hear the sounds of shouting, and as you begin to get further and further up, you just feel it like a cold, creeping terror that's beginning to make its way up this as well. And you feel a lot of necrotic energy just kind of far, far below you, just infecting everything you've just left behind. You hear the roar of the dragon. You hear the sounds of a raging battle below. You hear the sounds of creatures and beings scream. You feel the mountain vibrate and shake, and a lot of people above you just kind of, you hear them just kind of cry out as they slip a small amount and just hold themselves steady as all of you feel this strange shaking going below you. And then the shaking gets worse and worse, and all of you have to begin to climb very, very quickly. Those are the people that have gone before just look down and offer their arms and help everybody up and out, even though they were going at different times. And as you look down, you can see that there is a huge amount of fire. You can see that at the bottom of this, that the mountain itself begins to crack and break. And then there is silence. And as you look down, you realize that you can't see the bottom. You can see that this passageway that you have climbed up has fallen and broken down. There's no way back down here. And then as you begin making your way in burb form away from this, as you wave once again away from the companions that you have made here, away from the kits, away from Zarissa and Lethera, you see high above in the sky a white dragon just flying overhead and heading towards in the direction of the capital. You see its wings. One of them is bloody and raw, as if it's taken a huge amount of damage. You see there are holes kind of in the very end of its tail. And you see it heading off towards the capital.
Kith waves at it.
It ignores you.
Hello everyone, Ivoris here. Thank you all for listening. It's been quite a day. Quite a week, quite a time. I would like to thank patron Cesarus for the name Daruk, and I would like to thank Ivor for voicing, hopefully, our new friend Daruk. If you are enjoying the show and would like to contact us, you can do so in a couple of ways. But if you would like to email us, you can email us at theluckydiepodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.